The Great Resignation, more open positions and people to fill them. We keep hearing about these in virtually every sector or business, including our justice system.
Yeah, ABC4's Courtney Johns takes a look at how understaffed the Salt Lake County District Attorney's office is and what that could mean for victims.
A little before noon, and the loudest thing you hear in the break room is the vending machine. And the halls aren't much different. And Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill says that's the problem.
We are about 22 prosecutors down.
2020 made it worse.
Our office and staff was involved in continuity of operations through the beginning of COVID, through the winds that we had from the earthquakes and the protests that occurred.
COVID also closed the court system.
We went through almost all of 2020 without doing a single jury trial. You can imagine how that just piles up over years.
Josh Graves is the division director with the district attorney's office. He oversees the screening units. These units determine if prosecutors have enough evidence to formally charge someone with a crime.
Our office last year handled close to 17,000 criminal case submissions.
He says around 30 people, paralegals and attorneys, handle those submissions. And while the workload is exhausting, it's the victims who really suffer.
It's always difficult to explain to them why we gotta wait another 6 months now, because we just aren't there yet with the capabilities in the courts because of the pandemic.
And then there are the people facing the charges.
We have defendants that have been sitting in jail for a long time waiting for their trial to come.
Gill says money is a big part of the problem.
If you look at this private sector, large firms are giving great bonuses. They're hiring at a higher salary level.
The pandemic changed people's priorities.
There's a realignment of values.
And as the number of job openings increased, the number of qualified candidates dropped. According to a compensation presentation from September, just 91 qualified candidates applied this year. That's half as many compared to 3 years ago.
And this year also is probably the lowest number of incoming first-year class in law schools in 46 years. There's about a 7,000 to 8,000 attorney shortage nationally.
Silence is also a sign of the amount of work Gill says his team is doing.
The men and women who work here care about the job that they do, and they lean into that.
Because whether there are 2 or 22 openings, criminals don't care. And the DA's office can never close.
When crime happens, it causes injuries to victims, offenders, and the community in which crime occurs. Justice is the repairing of all those injuries.
Reporting in Salt Lake City.
And that was Courtney Johns reporting. Now, according to the DA and Salt Lake City Prosecutor's Office annual report, nearly 14,000 cases were filed in the Salt Lake City Justice Court in 2020. When this report was filed, they had just 13 line prosecutors handling those cases. That's about 1,000 cases per prosecutor in 1 year.